these are the two big ones I want to go over. You hear this one a lot, and it's absolutely true, but it can be deceiving. One of the functions of the core is to transfer force from the hips to the shoulders. And, you know, some people call it the Serape effect. Other people call it the spiral line. We hear anterior, posterior oblique system. All different terms for generally the same stuff. Right? I like to call it the X factor, but I'm not claiming to invent anything new here. So basically what it comes down to this. When we talk about transfer force, you're either transferring force from this hip to this shoulder, this hip to this shoulder, or both hips to both shoulders. Right? So that would be, for instance, like throwing a punch or a push press. Right? This is acting, it's remaining stiff to give me a stable platform for both my extremities to produce force. The more this moves, the more force is dissipated out. Make sense? That's just physics. All right. So we got that part. But where this can be deceiving, so that's where stiffness comes in. So a lot of our weight training exercises, especially going overhead or push-ups or even squats, that's stiffness. That's where we're transferring force. Right? But that almost gives us the impression that the core only has kind of like a passive role. You know, it only just kind of sits there and just kind of channels force up and down or across, basically diagonally, horizontally, or vertically. But it also helps us produce force. So here it needs to be stiff, here it needs to be stiff. But here, it's actually acting as part of a lever in the summation of all the levers to produce maximal force. Think about if I were to ask you to throw something overhead. Are you going to throw it harder if you remain stiff? Or are you going to throw it longer if you go, what am I doing? I'm eccentrically loading here as well. So when we talk about power production, people say it's the summation of force. Yeah, but more accurately, it's the summation of all your levers. More levers involved, more force output. What is your spine? One big series of levers. Each segment is a lever. So in cases like a baseball swing, there's a reason why my shoulders go further than my hips, because I'm winding this up too. So there is some force generation there, not just force transfer, where it has a very active role. Make sense? So we need to understand both, because if we understand both, we need to train both. I always hear this one. I rarely hear people talking about it as it's actually an active role, where there's some movement involved in it. Or some eccentric lengthening, a pre-stretch, before you explode. So like swinging a baseball bat or a golf club is a good example.